A very good morning to all. How are you doing, children? Hope you all are using your time wisely in studies. Students, in today's video class, we are going to study the second part of the lesson birth. But first of all, let us recap what we have studied so far. Students, this story birth highlights the importance of practical experience in medical field. Andrew mentioned, newly out of medical school, has just begun his medical practice. Student, he is an assistant to Dr. Edward Page in the small mining town of Blenheim. Student, he loves a girl named Christine, but he has had a disappointing date with her. So sadly, he reaches Bringover, his native place. Student, it is nearly midnight. The hospital is closed. He has his old friend Joe Morgan. So Andrew finds Joe Morgan waiting for him anxiously that night. He is there to take the doctor to his house to attend on his wife. Students, he has been married for 20 years and his wife was in labor for the first time. So naturally he is keen to become a father. Students, Andrew and Joe set out for the latter's house, number 12, means Blena Terrace. Both of them set out for Joe Morgan's house. The address is number 12, Blena Terrace. Student Andrew is feeling dull. Joe does not go in his house. Mrs. Morgan is there in the small bedroom upstairs. Here, her mother of nearly 70 and a strong elderly midwife are waiting beside the patient. Student, the old woman is wise in experience. She realizes that the delivery will take some time and the doctor may not wait. But doctor understood this thing and he assured her that he is not going to run away. Students, he goes downstairs to drink tea in the kitchen. A student doctor is quite tired and sleepy, Dr. Andrew mentioned, but he decided to stay until everything is over. He is much confused. Now he started thinking some of his friends. He thought of Bramwell, who is foolishly devoted to a woman who deceived him. And he starts thinking about another colleague of his, that is Danny, who was living unhappily alone, separated from his wife. All these marriages are dismal failures. But student Dr. Andrew has a rosy dream about his marriage with Kristen. So now let us discuss this part. Dr. Andrew mentioned is waiting for the right time to delivery, and the old lady tells the doctor how worried Suzanne, means the mother of the baby, the old lady tells the how worried Suzanne is the wife of Joe Morgan, how worried Suzanne was on account of this complicated situation only. Student, she even refused to have an anesthesia if it were to affect the baby. She told this thing to this lady. And this lady told the doctor how invested, how worried she was for the child. As a matter of fact, this lady tells that everyone is worried about the child. Student, her eyes were filled with warmth while she said these words. But the doctor, preoccupied with another set of worries, he somehow cleared his mind and assured the old lady that the anesthetic would do no harm either to them. So, student, as he Now, suddenly, student, what happened? They heard the voice of the midwife calling upon them. Andrew saw that it is already 3:30 and that he shall begin with the procedure. Thus, he got up to go to the bedroom. And students, it took him almost an hour to perform the surgery. It was rather, it was a rather tough one. While the first rays of daylight came inside students from the corner of window, the Morgan child was born. But student, unfortunately, the child was cold and still. Means the child was dead. So as he continued to look at the lifeless child, students, a shiver passed down his spine. While his face was heated because of the efforts he put in, a wave of coldness held him because he made a promise to his friend that nobody, no, every mother and baby both will be fine. So, student, he was devastated. Moreover, he was confused. He could not get himself to choose between addressing the stillborn or the miserable mother. So, student, he could not make the decision consciously. So, he intuitively addressed the mother first while giving the child to the nurse. Suzanne, student, laid unconscious too, as the effects of the anesthesia still persisted. He put in all his efforts to bring her out of the desperate state, even while her strength continued to weaken. Student, he instantly broke the medicine's glass to fill the syringe and inject it into her. Student, he worked tirelessly to bring her to her senses. And students, after a moment, when he was assured that she was safe and her body was beginning to regain its strength, students, he turned his attention now. He turned his attention to that stillborn baby. His hair was all over his sweaty face. But he doctor did not waste another moment. Andrew hastened and asked midwife about the child. The midwife got anxious and asked him where the child was. Student, she had kept it under the bed. And without wasting another moment, Andrew took the child out. Actually, it was a boy in perfect shape with flawless skin. His body was warm and his skin was extremely soft. The head hung loosely on his weak neck, and the cord was hanging too from his body. And student, his lips were like boneless because bones were so soft. So, student, while she had gone to take what he had told her, Andrew grabbed a blanket and laid the child on it while he performed the unique respiration method. And he said to earlier, what did he say to midwife? To bring two basins, in one hot water and in the another cold water, lukewarm water and cold water. So now the nurse arrived with the necessary items and he began with the procedure instantly. Student, in one basin he put cold water alone and in the another he put hot water at the temperature he could bear, the baby could bear. So now the next moment he was seen dipping the child in those basins, one after another, and he continued doing it. He felt that he had failed, and suddenly all his hopes were beginning to fade. He could feel the nurse gazing upon him, disheartened. But on the other hand, there was the old woman who could not utter a word. Her eyes were constantly fixated upon him. He instantly remembered how badly she wanted a grandchild. Moreover, he remembered how her daughter was waiting for one. So, student, now, according to doctor, it was all a waste. But student, after the continued struggle, the floor was extremely wet and dirty. The doctor almost slipped on the towel, and he was just about to lose hold of the child which was there in his lap. So now, student, the child was wet, and he is being compared to a white fish, according by the author. Now the midwife, then pleaded before the doctor and told him to stop it as the child was stillborn. But due to the efforts of the doctor, just as it was a miracle, the little chest which was enclosed in Andrew's hands took a breath, and he continued heaving, leaving Andrew weak in his knees. And this feeling of little ones breathing on his fingers almost made him faint. He was so much elated. Instantly, he worked on reviving him with double efforts until the child breathed deeply. As he grasped students, a bubble formed by the mucus was formed from his tiny nose. His pale skin turned pink, and the body no longer felt like it was lifeless. The next instant, the next instant only, the baby started crying. So the nurse muttered the words of prayer while tears rolled down her eyes. As Dr. Andrew handed her the child, doctor felt extremely weak and tired. The room was obviously a mess by this time. All the equipments, including blankets, towels, basins, soiled instruments, the hypodermic syringe, and the ewer and the kettle were all in a terrible state. The mother still lay on the bed, and the anesthesia still had its effect. Susan's mother stood still in one place, constantly moving her lips in prayer. Student Andrew unfolded his sleeves and put on his jacket while informing the nurse that he will take his bag later. He then went into a small room through the kitchen student downstairs, and he grabbed a large glass of water. He took his coat and hat and headed outside. Outside, who was waiting? Joe Morgan. So he met Joe outside and told him that everything was fine. And it was around 5 o'clock in the morning, and there was not too much light. So while walking towards his home, students, he was accompanied by a few miners who had just completed their night shift, who were going to their homes. As their footsteps echoed, he had only one thing in his mind. His heart was full of thought that he finally accomplished something. So this was all about this chapter. Hope you have understood it. Thank you, class.